2023 has been a year of opportunities for the spoken word artist. The University of Johannesburg hosted the Poetry Africa Festival in October, with the Forge Braamfontein hosting the 251 poetry session last month. Both events allowed poets, writers and curators to express themselves the only way they know how, in front of an audience. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho filed this report.
2023 provided colourful platforms for the spoken word artists to put together live performances designed to move and inspire audiences. Organisers of the Poetry Africa Festival explained the challenges faced by artists.
We need you guys to buy books, come to our shows, pay the poets, but also for our work to be canonized and to start living in the education system, for our work to start living in the curriculums. We also need for publishers to be more open to publishing poetry, and also for spaces, to allow for poets to come and explore, and for festivals like this, and whatever tier they exist on, to allow for poets and artists in general to come and build themselves. So, it's a very important question that has multiple answers depending on which poet you ask, but ultimately what we just need the world to do is understand the value that we are creating, treat it as such, and then remunerate us for it.
I guess that's also why I tend to fall in love with women who will never love me back. I know it sounds crazy. But it's actually much easier than it seems. To be honest, I think it's safer that way. See, relationships, they often remind me that I'm not afraid of heights or falling, but I'm scared of what's going to happen the moment that my body hits the ground. I'm clumsy. Yesterday I tripped over my self-esteem. I landed on my pride, and it shattered like an iPhone with a broken face. Now I can't even tell who's trying to give me a compliment. I've never been in the military, but I have this purple heart.
Poetry performances allow for audiences from far and wide to be artistically touched.
I have a different experience when I experience poetry than when I experience music. I don't think they're comparable arts. I think for the people that, like me, for me poetry is a religion. Like, I need poetry the way some people need to read the Bible. I need to read a poem to make myself feel good. And so it's fine. Like, let the people who enjoy it enjoy poetry. And today there was a great turnout. People enjoyed. So I think it was good.
To fracture your spine, bending your waist anyhow. Enabling his neck to stretch. His skin to transform. His eyes rotate a sword galvanized with flame. The alphabet splits its words in a conversation of stars, of volatile grenades. His heart no longer pounds, but vibrates.
Adam, if you were the strongest, the Almighty would have not judged necessary to send you a help. Adam, if it was indisputable that the power belonged to man only, you would have never the weakness to eat that apple.
At the 251 Poetry Salon session at the Forge Johannesburg, celebrated artist Lebo Mashile alongside Afrika wa Mokgati engaged audiences in a way not seen in many years.
So this venue exists to allow for writers, thinkers, artists like me to be able to perform our work, but also to be able to engage with people, I mean, we know that, like, the cultural landscape has shifted. The spaces that gave birth to me 20 years ago in Braamfontein, in the inner city, they don't exist anymore, So the importance of spaces like this that give people an opportunity to be exposed to the arts, to engage critically in the arts at their own leisure, it cannot be underestimated. Without spaces like this, you don't give birth to new artists, The concept is the brainchild of Afrika, poet and curator and organizer. And so it's 251 because I'd speak about 2 songs that have impacted my life, 5 books that have impacted my life, and then I give 1 performance to the audience. And also the audience is given an opportunity to ask questions and make comments. And so it's really interactive.
Barato palorotso la khodu lorotso la khodu a leleng ke nna setlogolo sa masekela ba sekela ba ita rhodesia ba re ke ba nyam nyokololo ba go nya ba sa fetše ba re felesetšang mopao ga yo nya fela ga e ja ga felesetšwe ga re rogane ke mpeng moa bakwena ba ila letlhaka ba roka ba metse a pula ke nna setlogolo sa ngwako wa go ja dinonyana ditlhwafa bashimanyana kgaitsedi a masogana le makgarebe sephološa dikwata ba ra kopana le mosadi a lepotokisa re šaškiša špatrawa nna setlogolo sa modiba mmalefokana a kgothwana a marawa maolo ba re moafrika re o kole o ikana tau o ikana kwena o nyaka eng ka dikubung ka re pelo e thupilwe ke lebetse ka kibakiba gešo ke bontšha bakgekolo dithokolo ka re pelo e thupilwe sengumvubu ngumakhasane ngumkasela silo samanzi pelo e thupilwe leleme lona le re ke mopedi thui thobe.
Curators say it's important that artists are seen as a force which can influence people's hearts and minds. They say culture and politics often work hand in hand.
Cultural workers, are political workers. Cultural workers are doing the political work. And so if you come to the political revival, people will ask, who's the keynote? We say the poet is the keynote. We say the musician is the keynote. We say the theatre practitioner is the keynote. And so a lot of our work really takes seriously cultural work as political work.
Event organizers say they continue to work hard to ensure that platforms meant for upcoming and gifted artists don't disappear. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Katleho in Johannesburg.